It's been a whole lot of superstars on this stage here tonight. But I want y'all to understand one thing. This is my house. I ain't got no motherfucking sense, man. I'm sitting here sipping this Bomade, you know what I'm saying, with a little lemon, little drop of lemon in it, you know what I'm saying? Got me some vodka and lemonade. And I thought I'd tune in and chat with y'all today. You know how we do it each and every Sunday at this time. Keeping it 100 with your boy, Elle. Yeah, we got a good one for you today, man. Before I get into the show, I want y'all to understand one thing, man. I've had over 69,000 people over the 3 years that this station has been up that have viewed my channel. But only 60% of y'all less than 60% of y'all that actually watch my show and subscribe. So I really truly need y'all to click the subscribe button. You click the subscribe button, then I can get the other 340 viewers I need in order to monetize my channel. If I monetize my channel, then I can make a couple bucks, man. That means I ain't got to break in no cars tonight. And with all that being said, man, let's kick the intro. Yeah. We back. And what I want to do is start the show off as we always do, my first segment, and it's called Stripping and Tipping. Now, these values and these views that I'm going to give you right now can be also used in the regular world. And what I want to talk about today is other people's time, other people's money, other people's resources. I want to normalize treating people the way you want to be treated, right? When somebody is giving a show and they're spending their money in order to fly you out, they're paying the money for your hotel, they're paying money to make sure that you're okay and to put you in the best light you can be in. So you need to act accordingly. Treat them as how you would want them to treat you if you was the one throwing the show. That means getting the promo done as asked. Matter of fact, hell, get the promo together and send it to the promoter without them even having to ask you. Why? Because that's how you would like it, right? Be on time for your flight. If you know that your flight is early in the morning, man, take your ass to bed. Don't try fucking that girl tonight. Tell her she can get some dick tomorrow or next week. Or don't even have her come over to your crib, man. Make sure you are on point to be on time for your flight, because you don't know what the other person's resources is. They may have somebody slated to pick you up from the airport at a certain time, and that person is no longer available after that time slot in order to pick you up. So let's be conscious of other people's time, money, and or resources. All right, that's what we're talking about right now in Stripping and Tipping. Now, this is going to be fun. The coldest light-skinned motherfucker I know is Team Light Skin today, baby. He's a father, semi-pro football player, dancer, your favorite bartender. Ladies, put your hands together one time for the one we call Centerfold. What's going on, baby?
Man, what's up, Pop? Not too much going on.
Hey, man, come on, man. You can't be calling me Pops, man. I mean, you the only one that get away with that shit, man. But see, you trying to make me be old, man. Just because you getting old don't make me old.
Hey man, like you've been like a father figure to me in this game, man. You took me to a whole nother level. That's a daggone sure. So it's a sign of respect.
Okay, I take it as that, man. And matter of fact, since you're talking about fatherhood and all this stuff, man, you are a father of two.
Oh
You,
no,
you
three now.
three now. Oh
Yeah,
man, that
yeah.
little motherfucker still work, huh?
Hey, man, one night in Jamaica, man. One night in Jamaica. Damn
So
wrong got them.
all right, so before we get into the whole Centerfold situation, man, I want
Mhm.
to introduce you and allow you to tell them and bring them into your personal life, let them know who Isaac is. Because that's the one thing that I will say that over time, I got a chance to meet Isaac. So explain to the ladies.
Okay. Centerfold versus Isaac. I am actually a lieutenant at the DC jail. I'm from Baltimore City, born and raised. Father of three. Still playing football, still coaching football. So I kind of do a little bit of everything. Still bartending. COVID was man, it was a good thing for me. I mean, I don't know about everybody else, but yeah, I started a business called the Thirst Trap, um, quenching people's thirst while trapping out the back of my truck. So took that to a whole nother level. Went from bartending to bar managing. So I do a little bit of everything, man. Always just trying to stay busy.
So my biggest question is going to be for you is I can see through your posts, when we talk, you're
Mhm.
very active in your kids' life. How do you find that balance, man? Because that's been a problem for me when I came up.
Man,
How do you figure that out?
man, in all honesty, everything I do is for them. I'm a firm believer in teaching them by example. So, I stay active. I coach their teams. Um, play pro football, and now I just play semi-pro to kind of stay active. But man, everything I do is for them. My presence is known. I still wake them up. I still make sure they go to bed. Ain't enough hours in the day, but I make sure that they are a priority. Like I don't play when it comes to them. Like, and it's kind of deeper than that because to be completely transparent, I've never met my father. So, I made a promise to myself that I would be the father that I never had. So I take my sons very, 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 very seriously.
That's what's up, man. Give you a round of applause for that right there. So now, one thing I have wondered all this time, man. You've played semi-pro ball for a very long time, and from the highlights we see from time to time, man, you act like you might be a little good at it. You know what I'm saying? So now you got the CFL and all these other teams, man. Why haven't you not tried to take it to that next level?
I actually did play pro ball, arena indoor football, and now I'm getting too old, man. And in all honesty, my sons are at the age of accountability now. It's all about them. So I'm focusing on them right now. They're great high schools. Sons got 4.0 GPAs. So the whole objective is to get them to understand that it's about the business. So I play recreational ball on Saturdays, but now the focus is my boys. I got a freshman, well, oncoming freshman, and an oncoming sophomore. So I didn't go to I've been at that level. God blessed me to get to that level, but now, man, after them games, boy, Sundays be hard. It'd be hard to get out that bed. So yeah, it's about the boys now.
I feel that. So your oldest son what's your oldest son's name? How old is he, and what position does he play?
That's Isaac Camlin Jr. He's 15 now, and he plays wide receiver and safety. Cold dog.
Okay, and then your younger boy, the middle boy is what?
His name is Israel Isaac Camlin the third, and that's my bruiser. That boy play everything. He plays D tackle, he plays linebacker, he plays fullback, and he's actually like so advanced because he's to the point now he's played up, so he's playing with his bigger brother with a bunch of 14 and 15-year-olds, and that's my bruiser.
Okay, that's what's up. So, of course, the women going to ask me, "Are you married? You single? What's going on with that?"
Yeah, big Murray, man.
Okay, how's that going?
Um, it's amazing. I've been with this young lady for 20 years. 20 years. I met her when I was 20. Met her when I was 20. Lied to her about my age because I wasn't supposed to be dancing in a club, and I was afraid that if things didn't quite work out, she would snitch on me.
Right,
Now,
right. So
took her to,
she's old. So she's older than you.
yeah, she's 5 years older than me.
Okay, okay. Well, shout out to old Jim Styles.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
follow.
One of the coldest hairstylists in the city. I might have to
Oh,
bring her on here so she can give me some tea on you.
please don't do that. No, I'm just kidding. No, yeah, definitely. I mean, she's a celebrity hairstylist, owns two salons, one regular salon and the other one she done built suites. So she gets to the bag. I've been trying to get her down there in Atlanta with you, but she feels like the market is too saturated. And for the stuff that she do, she trying to take it somewhere far. So we might be heading out Texas or California somewhere. But she's doing all types. She does celebrity hair, Lovely Mimi, Lizzo. Whenever the celebrities fly into DC, somebody posts, "Hey, we need a stylist," and that everybody is say, "Yo, go get Jim Styles." She just won hairstylist of the year for like the third time, and they give her these big placards. Like she like that. Like she eats, sleep, breathe hair.
And she's good people. I got a chance to know her and her sister. She's a twin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might have to get some twin shit going on the interview one time.
Yeah.
So now, what I also want to do is, now you mentioned that COVID hit and you had to figure some shit out,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
you turned into a bartender. How did that start?
I started out, I was just working at Fridays and a space called Crafty Crab. I don't know if they got them all over, but it's huge up here. And I feel like if you can make it at Fridays, you can make it at any restaurant because nobody changes their drinks more than Fridays. And when COVID hit, I actually got COVID that when it first hit, and it was like, what am I going to do? What am I do? So a couple of bartenders, dude named JR, girl named Lex, we was like, man, we going to start selling drinks outside. And we tried to stay close to the job so that we wouldn't get in trouble because we felt like, all right, we selling drinks. The police might pull up on to shut us down, but they ended up not bothering us. But then, the people started kind of doing the same thing. So they came on our block and kind of became like real big. But it was too saturated. Now it's like, you got to go to 3 parts of the parking lot and you could pick whatever bartender you want. So I was like, damn, what am I do? I'm gonna go over by Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A always got a line. So I ended up going over there and it kind of just took off. Like it really took off, like to the point where, I don't know if people know, but in DC off of Pennsylvania Avenue, the line was going down Pennsylvania Avenue. So the boss man walked up to me. He was like, look, man, I respect what you're doing, but can you just do me a favor and just move to this side of the parking lot? So and he ended up buying 10 drinks from me every week. So at that point, the first month of COVID, I kid you not, I made $30,000. And I was like, damn, I'm in the wrong business. And I just started going on social media. I made a page and it just became a thing. I was working 4 days out the week and selling drinks from like 2 to about 7:30. And then after that, I was doing deliveries to people's houses till about 11 o'clock. And I was jamming.
So basically, you took and you was the crack man, but you wasn't the crack man, but you had the liquor.
Yeah.
You wasn't worried about advertising and getting yourself caught up,
Well, in all honesty, the police would come around to do their drive-through, but it was no contact, so they weren't even bothering me. And then after they beat was over, they came back was like, man, I seen what you had over here. What's up, man? Get me out the way. So they really didn't mess with me during COVID. I did for about a year and 6 months. I was successful. I made a lot of money.
That's what's up, man. you've always seemed to be a pretty cool cat. One of the things that's always been a thing, man, is like I always wonder why you never try to do stand up because you think you're a comedian.
Well, I'm doing that as well. I actually just got started into that about 2 years ago, under the influence of Corey Bell and I can't think of his name at the current moment, but I was going on a trip to Jamaica and I was just hosting, and they came up to me. They was like, "Man, why don't you just do stand-up comedy? You know how to hold the room. Just go do that." He's like, "This is what you do. I want you to go get this book. It's called The Comedy Bible." And I read that book, and man, it just changed my perspective on it completely. So I've been doing that as well. I actually last week just did a show on Virginia Beach for Trigger, and yeah, I've been doing the little stand-up comedy thing, you know, when I can. It hasn't really been my focus, but I'm trying to get my sons to teach me how to TikTok so I can monetize off of it, and I can start doing these videos and all that stuff. So
right. Because you always had the jokes, man. I don't know. And we be on the road, and it was just always hilarious because everybody cracking jokes. I mean, you know, from one city to the next, and it was always a good time. So what I want to do right now, though, man. I mean, they see you, but they don't understand. We're gonna take a trip, man. I got a video of you from back in the day.
Oh,
you know
Lord.
what I'm saying? When you was at the Playhouse right here in Atlanta. So producer, Tia, give it to him. We're gonna show him what this guy can do. You ain't even had no hair on your face, man.
Dan, you called me, man. You was the first person to like really bring me on the road, bro. I had to be. You right, no facial hair. Damn.
I mean,
skinny yo.
The thing was, man, you never complained much. You always was on time. Didn't complain about the lineup. So it made it a lot easier for me to fuck with you. And then you was pretty much the only other light-skinned nigga. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and then I had the bald head and you had the braids, so it didn't really, you know what I'm saying, we didn't conflict, man. So it was always a good time. So that's why I fuck with you. So my question for you now is, how did you get started? Male dancer.
About 20 years ago, me and my homeboys, we used to go to this club in Baltimore called Choices. And Choices was like the premier club. They had 5 levels, but they only used 2 levels. So on the second floor, they had female dancers. And then on the first floor, they had male dancers. And from 8 to about 10:30, 11 o'clock. And then from 11 to 2, it turned into a regular club. So I was just a regular street dude in there battling guys, all that stuff you see off of You Got Served and all that stuff. That's what we was doing, but the Baltimore edition of it. And, you know, we were looking in the line one time, me and my homeboys, and I'm like, man, who these big swole dudes keep walking ahead, don't got to pay. We got to pay our money every week. They like, oh, they the strippers, man. So my homeboys was like, man, hey, I was like, I bet you won't go do that. I said, man, all y'all put up 75 a piece. I bet you I'll go do it. And I went out that joint and they gave me 5 minutes and I made like, and this is at 19, 20 years old, man. I made like 180 some odd dollars in 5 minutes. And I was like, man, what? I could do this. And I went back and never looked back.
That's what's up, man. So the premier club that I was coming to back in the day was Classic. Did you ever get a actual spot at Classic? Because you know how Sam was back in the day.
Oh man, do I ever know how Mr. Sam was? Everything was raunchy. But yeah, I actually I've been very fortunate in the game. So after my first year, I kind of like took off, and Centerfold actually became bigger than Baltimore. So I started branching out, and I went to DC, and I did get on at the Classics. And at that time, it was different for me because like a lot of rookies, per se, they had to go in the number 1 and 2 spots. And, you know, wasn't nobody in there, or the women was in there getting their chicken. And Scorp was trying to make people make them pass out flyers and stuff. And I was like, I ain't passing out no flyers. I'm from Baltimore. Like, what? And I ended up like going in there and like really just doing my thing and winning some serious battles, dance of the year. And after that, it was like, oh no, we gotta get this dude. You know, you start moving. The hotter you get, the further down the lineup you go. So we ended up. I always put the Baltimore Rough Riders last, and we would rock that joint, make stupid money, and then go drive right back to Choices after that because the show was later. And yeah, so I do know Mr. Sam, and I was at the Classics, definitely.
Okay, so you spoke on the Baltimore Rough Riders. That was your group. I want to say that was View, Body, and who else?
Yeah, man, Baltimore Rough Riders. We had me, Body, SOS, Wiggles, Sleepy, Night Rider, Wild Child. But the original Rough Riders was SOS, Body, Wiggles, and RIP to my man Chocolate Thunder, which is what this tattoo is for.
Right. Yeah, RIP to Choc. Choc was a good dude, man.
Good dude.
He happened to pass in a car accident and whatnot. So in a dance game, everybody sees somebody that they kind of had a pattern after, or they took or was influenced by a certain dancer. Who influenced you in which way?
Actually, it was a couple of guys. At first, you know, coming up, I wanted to have that presence. I wanted to be like Body, and in all honesty, we hated each other at first, but now we best friends. Body was the man. Like, he was the epitome. He would walk out and it was over. And then I started traveling a lot, and then I was influenced by Young Rider and Black Dragon, and they from New Jersey. And I liked the way that they was hitting beats and just breaking things down. And then the biggest critic of all, Texas Outlaw. Texas, he took me mentally far beyond. He's like, man, you tall, you light skinned. When I used to do slow songs, I used to do this thing and point the women like this. He was like, man, stand up, show your legs. You got big legs, like, be a man. And you know how political Marco is. So, but yeah, I took all of those guys and built Centerfold, which has changed a lot.
So how did you even come up with the name Centerfold? Why the fuck Centerfold?
So in the beginning, for 2 weeks, believe it or not, my name was Wesley Pipes. I wanted to be like
Wesley Pipes.
Wait, what? I couldn't come up with a cool name. And Seven, who back then his name was Climax. He's my cousin as well. Him and SOS were all cousins. And he was like, nah, man, you a pretty boy. You like a model. Like, you should be a centerfold. And ever since then, I was like, I like that. And it stuck. And I never looked back. I was Centerfold, the model.
Okay, so you mentioned Body. Shout out to Body. He like you said, he was a cat that had it all. That motherfucker danced his ass off. Pretty motherfucker, dreadlocks, the whole nine. And one of the coldest routines I ever saw. He came out and he was doing his thing, and he added a female dancer. The one thing is different from a lot of these places. The female dancers and the male dancers in DC and Baltimore seem to click kind of good. They come out and they support one another. And Body did a set, and the female dancer joined him on the set, and it was a good look. Speak on that.
I remember that. He danced with, I want to say it was either Egypt or Uzi, But yeah,
It
he
wasn't
changed.
Uzi. It definitely wasn't Uzi, because I know who Uzi is. That was my favorite female dancer.
Oh, me and Dana, we are each other's favorite.
I love her.
I think it was Egypt.
It might have. I don't think it was Egypt either. But anyway, it was just different because everybody was coming out and they was doing what they was doing, or they doubled with another guy. And for him to bring out the girl, and they had a whole little routine together and was slick. But that gravitated to something else.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, damn, he changed the game. The women were tipping the female, one, that she's coming on the male circuit, and two, they appreciated her craft. And I was like, damn, I could do something like that. And then I ended up hooking up with my sister Erotic, and we decided we actually started an entertainment company, and we changed the game. I brought on, and to this day, the male circuit is not the same.
Yeah. What would you say? Because the very first time I seen a female dancer, a dom, dance on a male review show, that's when we was in Akron. We did a show in Akron, and she came out with you. And, everybody respected her. She was cool. She was not over the top. She didn't say much, but she showed her ass on stage. And y'all rocked together. And from there, you start seeing girls pop up on the male shows. And then for the longest time also, it seemed like you was the only male that could go rock in the gay club with the girls. No question. That whole thing, they accepted you, and you would go and dance in the club with the girl. It'd be a whole house full of girls that like girls, but they loved you because of her. So talk about that whole transition.
Like I said, I started an entertainment company because I moved on from an old manager, and our body style, we got the same tattoos. We just changed the game in a whole. So like I said, to see that female and they respect her in the fact that, yeah, she is a dominant female, but she still embraced her femininity. So it just turned into this big thing. And I was able to go over to the lesbian circuit, and I changed the game, because when I first came there, the dom dancers either came out in a suit or they were dressed as a stud, and when they would walk around and lip sync songs, and they would hold the money out and take the money from the person's hand. And when I came in there, like, the women, of course, they're gay, and then it's like, oh my God, it's a man. And they didn't do that with me. And I think that because of my style of dancing, they just love my energy, and I didn't make them feel uncomfortable. And then from there, I was like, you know what? Let's take this on the road. And we started, it was a challenge. It was definitely a challenge, because people was like, oh, we don't want that shit here. It's a male circuit. Nobody trying to see no dom. Ain't nobody trying to do all that. And I fought for her. I told them, well, look, this is my sister, and either you take, if you can't take both of us, then I'm not going to rock. And at that point, they were like, man, but so many people paid to see you. I can't take that hit. Well, I said, you got to make a decision. And I just changed the whole dynamic of it all. And then, the dom dancers started seeing my style. And back then, that's when I was wearing, like, the T-shirts that had the Mr. Footlong or Little Sands and stuff on it, with the cutoff and the hoodie and the jeans and stuff. And I changed the way that the doms started dancing. And they called me the king of the doms. And I just changed the whole game, and now it is heavily saturated. It went from just being erotic to thousands, and now you're looking on the flyers, and they all over. And I just look at it, and I see myself way back then and how they are now, and change the way their style and stuff is now. So it was a challenge, but it changed the game. It brought back some flavor, because the game was kind of a slowly sinking boat with holes in it, and because guys were complacent and doing the same stuff all the time. and now it gave the women something else to look forward to. And man, it was tough, but now it's like it's the thing.
Okay, so let's play devil's advocate for a second. All right. So what would you have to say to somebody to tell you that you actually fucked the game up? Because everybody don't want to see that shit.
I did. I did. And
I'm not saying fuck the game up in a good way. You fuck the game up in a bad way because all the women don't want to see that. And I feel like at some point, some of the ladies actually feel like they're being forced to watch something that they don't want to see. Though there's a lot of women that do want to see that, because there's a lot of women that also have secret fantasies that they think about. But there's a lot of women on the whole and the masses that don't want to see that. So what you got to say about that?
You're absolutely right. But in the same breath, it's like it's different, and people can't appreciate difference. But I would just have to take that on the chin. I fucked it up. I did it. It was me. I mean, I can't say anything about it, but I did it.
Right. You know, me myself personally believe like it's a time and place for everything. I've never felt that having the doms and the males was a good thing. That's me myself personally. I'm old school. I believe it's a male review, and it should be just that, a male review. Though I have a few dom females that I know and I like. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to King Kels. She's a bad motherfucker. My baby, get it wet from Chicago. And then I love the way Babyface, not Babyface, but Face.
Face.
Carry herself. She's a bad motherfucker too. So I got love for everybody. Give them a round of applause. Yeah. So I just personally didn't believe that everybody should be subjected to that type of entertainment if that's not what they want to see. So, go ahead.
I mean, well, a small part of it, the women they'll forewarn them, but again, I think that women have also kind of appreciated the fact that a woman was bold enough to be able to do that. Because I've heard that, what you said, and it came from OGs like yourself. And, you know, they're like, man, I don't want that going on here. But it became like anything. If it's trending, people start to accept it. And I think that it wasn't really about the dom female at that point, because they're doing the same thing that male dancers do. So it was kind of like, all right, this ain't that bad. You know, it's entertainment. So, you know, I think that it kind of just evolved the game a little bit, because it put pressure under those guys that were considered vets. And you know, they're like, I ain't about to let them take all the money. So, you know, it became. Mm-hmm.
But let me ask you this, though.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever thought about the fact that opening Pandora's box, that someone could say, hypothetically speaking, let's say a male saw a flyer. You got men and women dancing on the flyer. Now the man wants to come to the show. Now, that could also end up being an issue, because, you know, if you got men and women performing, why can't men and women come to the show? How would you handle that?
In all honesty, yeah, the guys will probably want to see it, but when they see those guys on the flyers and stuff like that, they're not gonna come. It's not gonna be that. They're not gonna come. Now, we can't technically, you can't refuse it, but by you doing a private event, you control who comes into your audience. And guys are not going to go for that. They not, man, I don't want no guys in the crowd.
But I'm saying, but you got gay men that want to see. I mean, we would be foolish to believe that with the internet being what it is, that there's not men that see the flyers that want to see Centerfold. You got a gay following somewhere, somehow, regardless of how you feel about the situation. They want to see you.
And I get it, but it's in my contract and stuff. It's not allowed.
Yeah, but isn't that kind of hypocritical? How you gonna have a contract to say no men, but then you got men and women dancing on the show?
That is true. At the end of the day, it's still a male review, and to each his own. Everybody can control, who they bring in. So it wasn't. It was never. It's just never been presented to me. I've never had that issue, so I can't really speak on it. In all honesty.
Right. Well, I hope that you never had an issue. I've had shows where, and it was just strictly a male review. True story. We had a show in Cleveland, and the line was down the street, and from afar we could see 3 heads towering over all the other women. So as they got closer and closer and closer and closer, we realized that it was 3 men dressed in drag. 2 of them actually could have passed for women if we didn't know. It was it. But my mom saw, and she was like, she's at the door, and she was like, "Oh no, those are men." So it was at a hotel. So what I did was I took them and I walked them into a separate room from what we was having, everything happening at. And I explained to them, this is a male review, no men are allowed, this, that, and other. And at that particular time, I was giving away a free calendar to everybody. The first 100 ladies got a free calendar. So the one guy was like, "Hey, well, shit, we paid for our ticket. You know what I'm saying? I want, and I'm here early. I want my calendar." And I said, "Hey, I'll give you your calendar. I'll even sign it for you. But I just need you to not, make a scene because this is not what we're doing." But then the other guy told me, "Well, shit, we didn't want to see your funky ass no way."
Hey, yo, that's crazy. But you know what? I respect what you did because, you could have just been an asshole about it, but you didn't. And, you worked well under pressure. You alleviated the situation. Everybody went home happy. So, I guess if it was presented to me, I would have tried to done something similar. But yeah, that's pretty much how it would have been executed or how it would have had to happen. Like, in all honesty, can't have y'all in here, but this is what I can do for you. So you gave them an alternate.
Yeah, I gave them money back, and then I even gave them the calendar. And then I even autographed it for them. So in real time, seeing that you are the king of the doms, give me your top 5 dom female dancers.
Top 5.
Start from 5 and work your way up.
All right, 5 and work my way up. Now, I'm gonna have to go with my girl Face. I've seen her evolve. I found out of nowhere. In all honesty,
her swag is crazy.
Presence through the roof. She remind me of she the female you.
Yeah, she walk in the door and just own that bitch.
On it. Juice Box, from out of Texas.
Okay.
She from DC.
That's 4.
Sin, from Ohio. Yeah.
And number 3, guess Sin.
2, I'm gonna have to say Wet Dream.
Wet Dream at 2. Okay.
She cold. And I have to say, my sister gotta keep it for number 1, man, because she's the pioneer through it all. That's been my partner in crime. So he ride it at number 1.
Okay, that's what's up. All right, so what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna go into a segment I call "What the Hell." All right, that means I was seeing this on the internet and it caught my eye. I'm going to run the tape and then we're gonna talk about it.
Bet. Oh my!
Hey, now seeing that you think you can play basketball a little bit, I figured that would be a good one for you. But we got to run that back one more time because it happens so quick. See, he hit him with the hezzy, crossed him up, spent on him, and then hit the no look.
Hey, that dude crazy.
that was crazy, man. like I said, you tend to think you know how to play basketball a little bit. I remember when who was we? I think we was in North Carolina where you tried to bully me. Call yourself trying to dunk on me, knock me down, but you didn't dunk though. But you sure tried to knock me over.
Hey, that was North Carolina versus the world. I remember that. Hey,
talking all that shit.
Yeah. I don't know what happened. I was just, and then you let me. Was I trying to bully you or you trying to bully me?
No, you trying to bully me because you was the one trying to dunk. I was trying to block them. You knocked me down. You know what I'm saying? And then you had all the jokes for the rest of the weekend.
What the hell?
Question. Hey man, I apologize, Pop. Like for real. But that dude, that was crazy. I ain't do that. Now, if I had did that, you just gonna have to take that L.
Yeah, dude was dope, man. I was crazy for me, man. How he, like I said, he crossed him up with the hizzy, spent on him, and then he hit him with the no look. So now that we're talking basketball, man, we got to go into the age-old question in the conversation. Mm-hmm. Who's the GOAT, Mike or LeBron James? What you say?
I'm old. I'm like in a media school. So, man, I feel like, in all honesty, you really can't compare the two because they were in two different eras. Like, statistically, points and all that stuff, you got to give it to LeBron because he's broken the records. But in my book, I got to say MJ, man. 6 rings, baby. Like, come on.
6. But okay, all right. So I hear what you're saying. Name one player other than LeBron James who could play and guard all 5 positions. LeBron James can play and guard all 5 positions.
I mean, he's a phenom. You know what I'm saying?
But, so he's definitely the best player to ever play the game. See, a lot of people get it mixed up. Now, the most successful, maybe Michael Jordan, but you got to think about it. On them teams that Michael Jordan play on, he's had 2 top 75 of all time players on his team. Scottie Pippen, who 95% of the time guarded the best player on the other team. True. And he also had Dennis Rodman, who is number 8 on the rebounds right now. And come on now, man. LeBron James still at 39 years old, still putting up 40.
And I get it. But again, look at the role. And it's about the coaching. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had Jordan, them had, man, the bench was crazy, bro. You had Tony Kukoc, Harper. Like, bro, LeBron is just, he's not selfish because he definitely can do triple doubles. He's going to get the assist. But he's just a freak of nature, bro. He's way bigger than Michael Jordan. And, he just was blessed with a different type of talent. You know what I mean? Name somebody else besides Kobe that came straight out of high school. Like, he's definitely, like I said, statistically, the numbers, LeBron all day. But based on got 6 rings, baby.
Based on what you just said, based on what you just said, he had arguably the best coach to ever do it in Phil Jackson, the triangle offense, 2 top 75 players to ever play the game in Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman, right? Sure. Then when you got Steve Kerr shooting 50% from 3, and then you got Paxton shooting 50% from 3. Come on now. Then you got LeBron James, who has took his whole team to play against not Celtics, but the Spurs that year. He had a bunch of bums on his team. He took them to the finals, then ran 10 years straight. 10 years straight, LeBron James had the Cavaliers in the NBA Finals. Then he went to Miami, got 2 chips. Go back to Cleveland, got a chip. Come to LA, got a chip, and finna get a chip this year. Come on, man.
Hey man, you only saying that because he from your neck of the woods, man. That's your hometown hero, man. I
Hey,
mean, I can't deny none of the stuff that you said, but again, that era, bro. How many he went back to back, and then you know what I'm saying? I give it to you. You went back to Cleveland and you got him one, but man, Michael Jordan played with the flu, and his money, his kids gonna have money. The brand, you know.
I mean, so you trying to tell me LeBron's kids ain't already rich?
Of course, but
Okay, then. All right, so that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. I
they ain't
mean,
gonna see Jordan money.
what you mean?
Jordan
LeBron is,
get paid. Jordan get paid twice. Okay,
LeBron is
because
a billionaire right now while still playing, man.
that's cool. But guess what? Michael Jordan still gets. It's like what the royalties. He still get paid by Nike and Jordan the brand, and people still to this day are gonna buy. They'll buy a pair of J's before they buy the LeBrons.
Well, the Jays outsell LeBron's, but that don't make him a better player, man. I mean, LeBron James, like I said, can guard and play all 5 positions. You know what I'm saying? He got 4 rings in 3 different cities. That means he makes everybody that play with him better. Jordan
So
did that. Huh?
So did Jordan. So did
No,
Jordan.
he didn't. No, he didn't.
You crazy.
How did he make anybody better?
Man, you crazy.
How did he make them better? By beating them up? Punching them in the face?
Nah, that was your man World Peace.
LeBron James is top 5 in rebounds, assists, scoring.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He come on, man. You can't take that from Brian, man.
I mean, again, you know, this is just, you know, I was raised on Jordan. I like LeBron, you know. I mean, I really do. I respect his game, but you know, I'm being biased. If I had to pick, but the game winner, I'm going with Jordan, bro. I'm not saying LeBron hasn't had some solid finishes, but he ain't did what Jordan did. Jordan played with blue.
Jordan in the down 2 points and 30 seconds left in the game. I'm with Jordan too. He's a better finisher, and he got that dog in him. You better not get nobody else the ball. I get that, but we talking about all around the best who ever done it. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, if you ban it that way, but still, I mean that debate will forever just go on, you know, until he retires, and then the statistics like, okay, at the end of their careers, yeah, I think that most people, 90% of people will probably, I didn't say 90%, but most people were going to have to say LeBron. You can't tell me.
You also got to think about this, man. At 39 years old, what LeBron doing right now and putting up the numbers he's putting up. Wizards, MJ was nowhere near LeBron, and LeBron still right now to this day top 5. Well, I'll at least say top 10. Top 10 right now.
Mm-hmm. I think Michael ran out of juice, man. He wanted to play golf. He wanted to play baseball. he couldn't do the stuff now to LeBron. I think LeBron trying to play with his son, man. He talking about, look, man, I got 2 more years, man. Envy, come on, Bron.
So you notice that they're talking about Bronny going into the portal,
yeah,
as well as entering the draft. So I personally feel like what's happening right now is they trying to play the situation to see if he take these meetings with these different teams, if anybody's going to actually try to draft him, you know what I'm saying, to see if the Lakers can actually get him, because they're thinking that he has a better chance with a developmental team out of the pros versus playing college ball.
Yeah, that whole portal thing has changed the game, man. Under that, I don't know. I would honestly say that could work, but then it's in theory. So he might have to be the first one to try it and see how it goes, because you know Bronny ain't nowhere near what his father was, but you know under that type of influence being around them players, it just might work. So it's a great theory, but we have to see it to believe it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I'm saying it's like hypothetically speaking, with your kids, right? Your dad, you're a good coach, right? But if you got some professional coaches that was training them and had them on a workout regimen, proper nutrition, and so on and so forth, they would probably be that much better. You know what I'm saying? In a faster time than it would if they was to work with you. I mean, they're your kids, and of course, you're going to do your best you can for them, but you don't have the resources to give them the proper training or the training facility, or to possibly give them the right nutrition fully with the right amino acids and all the stuff, you know what I'm saying, and everything they should be taking. Possibly even the right schooling that allow them to really truly train the way they need to. So I think that's kind of the way they're going when it comes to Bronny, because dealing with a professional franchise with the right situation can put him in a better light to allow him to be the better basketball player.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. Only based off of like personal experience. So like I said, I coach my sons, but I try not to coach them, if that makes sense, because we up here they call it father daddy. And I'm gonna be harder on my sons because I expect to bring that dog out of I have high expectations when it comes to them. But I've learned that sometimes hearing it from a different person and hearing it from a different perspective, the kids tend to take from it. And I'm a yell. Hey, bro, I'm on your ass. Let's go. Like, right. Talk it up. Like, you bullshitting out there. But the coach, another coach comes on like, hey, man, look, let's take this something with the read step and then move this type of way. And then he gets it. So I have to agree with that. If they go to them other professionals, it will help them. And, it's going to be a lot better coming from them than from your dad. Because, I mean, you know how it is hearing it from man. It go in one ear out the other a lot of times.
Yeah, I've dealt with that. Even with my son, I could be telling him something, and somebody else come along and say the exact same thing I said, and he said it differently, and I could have already told him, And with that, man, we didn't reach almost an hour. I don't want to hold you too much longer, man. I appreciate you for rocking with me on a Sunday, but I want you to take the time and let them know how they can find you. You got anything coming up that you want people to know about?
Probably my last and final. I know I have Satan's Guardians of the Galaxy show April 13th in New Jersey. You can follow me on Instagram at CAMSR121. That's Cam Senior 121, and Isaac Cameron on Facebook.
That's what's up, man. I appreciate you for coming and rocking with me, man. It's been a good time. I got to get you down here to Atlanta before you quit on me. And so we can, have a good time, man. I appreciate you, bro. I loved what I see in you, your growth from a very young man, a silly young man, to now being a wiser, older gentleman with children and doing it right, being in the house, and raising your kids, man, especially with Baltimore being as rough as it is, man, in a lot of different ways. The kids could go without a true father figure in the house. You know what I'm saying? So kiss Jim Styles for me, man. And
just walked in here.
Yeah, she did. Where's she at?
Jim.
It was still stick her head in here real quick.
Jim Bell. Oh, she went upstairs with the baby. But, man, I just want to say, man, I want to thank you, man, for, rocking with me from day one. You never changed on me. Never. And, you've done nothing but elevate me as a person, as a man. You've been a father figure to me, a role model in this. And taught me our word. He told me to embrace my inner handsome. So, man, I can't thank you enough. I remember back then Lisa called you, was like, man, give him a shot. And he was like, man, I don't know. I ain't never heard a young boy, but, if you say he is what he is, I'm going to give him a shot. And ever since then, man, we've been locked in solid, being at your house and, taking you on me on the road and just grooming me to become, a better young man. I got to thank you for that, man, respectfully.
That's what's up, man. It's all love, baby. And I'll be talking with you, man. Take care.
Yes, sir. Keep it light.
As he was finna say, keep it light skin. If it ain't light, it ain't right, baby. Well, check it out, y'all. I need y'all to make sure y'all like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe. If you enjoyed the show, like and subscribe. Help me get to 1,000. I only need 340 more people. All right. And if you really truly like the show and you want to show me your gratitude, because I have other people behind the scenes working with me, and she's not doing it for free. She believes in me and she's pushing me. But at the same time, too, she got to make some money. So if y'all love me and y'all love what we're doing, man, whether it's $1, $2, or $3,000, hit that cash up, man. Cash app, Luscious Promotions. And let me see a couple dollars come through here, man, so I can slide a couple dollars to my producer, man. In the meantime, in between time, man, thank you for tuning in with me, because without you, there is no me. You understand? And until I see you again,